This is Extra Paycheck Podcast, episode number 155.
You're listening to Extra Paycheck Podcast, where you will learn how to build and grow your own successful online business. Now, here's your host, Alex Soul.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Extra Paycheck Podcast. This is episode number 155, and today we will be talking about how to finally stop listening to all that marketing advice, to all that building a business advice, and start taking action and actually building that business. I chose this very specific topic today because it's unfortunate for me to keep receiving emails and questions from people that simply can't get started. And I'll give you an example. Since I mostly talk about affiliate marketing because this is my main source of income, a lot of people that read my blogs and watch my YouTube videos and listen to these podcast episodes, they are also interested in affiliate marketing. So I have this person that finds my information, they like what they find, and they start looking into affiliate marketing. They start thinking about some niche ideas. And with time, they start asking me questions by email, and I try to answer all the questions I possibly can. However, the sad part about all of this is that this person could spend 2 months asking me questions about affiliate marketing, and after the 2 months, the person starts asking me about how to make money with Amazon FBA or Amazon merch program. And when I asked them about, well, what about affiliate marketing? You've been doing that for 2 months or more months in some cases. And people usually reply, well, I haven't actually started doing anything. I was just looking for this information, but then I heard about Amazon FBA and I thought it's a better program. And then guess what happens a few months later? The same person comes back and asks me about yet another business model, online or offline. And this can keep on going forever. In the industry, we call it the new shiny object syndrome. And I totally get it because I've been distracted by different businesses and different models, especially in my first year or my first few years as an online marketer, trying to build an online business. Every time I would hear somebody talking about this new amazing opportunity or this new strategy of getting traffic or this new program that Amazon came out with or whatever it is, I would drop everything and concentrate on that. And I wouldn't actually get any work done. I would just spend time learning about this new shiny object once again. And it would lead me nowhere because eventually I would get distracted by yet another new shiny object. And this can keep on going forever. And you'll always find a new strategy, a new business model, a new person promising you something else, and in the end you'll just waste all the time running after one thing, then another thing, then another thing, when in fact you could have used all this time to actually start your business. So here's the first piece of advice. Just pick one business model. Go with the first one that you have found online. If it's affiliate marketing, just stick with affiliate marketing. If you heard about online business as a drop shipping model, then go with drop shipping. If you heard about Amazon FBA, then concentrate on Amazon FBA. Make an effort to actually block the information coming from the outside about anything else. Don't look for information about any other businesses. And as ironic as it may sound, you'll probably have to stop listening to some podcasts or reading blogs, including mine. And I get that. I need to promote my podcast and my YouTube channel and keep telling people that they should watch my videos. They should listen to my every podcast. But if it doesn't apply to you or the business you want to start or the business you're already running, then maybe you shouldn't waste your time on consuming this kind of information. It's irrelevant for you at the moment. You could get back to it later. All those videos and blog posts and podcast episodes, they will probably be there for a very, very long time. So right now you need to concentrate on this one business strategy and try to block all the other information that is distracting you from it. The same rule applies to the tools of the trade, as we call them. So let's say you want to do affiliate marketing. You want to do what I do. So you already probably know that you need a blog and you need content for that blog. And that's all you need to know right now. You don't need to waste your time, wasting months of your time doing research on which blogging platform is the best or what is the best way to build a website. It's WordPress. There's no secret about it. Most of the people online use WordPress. There's a reason for it. It's one of the best platforms. So don't try to break your head trying to read millions of reviews. trying to figure out maybe there's a better platform and maybe I should use that. Just go with WordPress. You know what? If you end up hating WordPress, you could always switch it around and use some other platform. But don't waste your time and your effort and your brain power trying to figure out what is the best platform. Just go with the one that most people use. It's been proven. If you want to start a podcast, it's kind of the same thing. I have a very detailed guide on starting a podcast. And I'm really happy to see that a lot of people followed that guide, because I see some affiliate commissions coming in from people buying microphones and mixers. And what I really like about this guide is that it helps you make a decision. I don't go on forever talking about different hosts and different products. I'm just telling you, get Libsyn podcast hosting, get this microphone because I've been using it and it works great for me, get this mixer or get this free software to edit your podcast, and that's it. You don't have to, once again, waste your time and try to figure out what's better. And this, as I mentioned, could take you months and years, and you'll once again get sidetracked and figure out that you don't want to do a podcast, but you'd rather do videos. Just stop doing that. Just pick a guide, and there are a whole bunch of different guides to help you with these decisions, and go for the tools that other people are using. Go for the services that are proven. And as I mentioned, at any time in the future, if you don't like the service or you don't like the tool, you could simply swap it for something else. Your goal here is to take action as soon as possible and as much of it as possible. Tip number 2, and this is a very important one, do not stress about the future of the final results. For now, when starting a blog or an online shop or a YouTube channel, you might start obsessing about monetization. Don't do it. It doesn't matter right now, because you can't monetize a blog that has no content and, more importantly, that has no visitors. Monetization doesn't make any sense at this point, and you shouldn't even be thinking about it. The same thing goes to, let's say, YouTube. Since recently they put a new requirement and they actually demonetized a lot of people, because now if you want to monetize your YouTube videos, you need to have at least 4,000 hours of watch time on your channel, and you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers, which is quite a bit for a lot of new channels. By the way, I'm currently trying to grow my YouTube channel, so feel free to check it out. Simply go to extrapodcast.com/YouTube and make sure to subscribe to that channel. And I'll be putting out a lot of video content on that channel. But let's get back to my point. You do not need to obsess about the final result of your business or about every single step that you may or may not have to take in the future. Same goes for search engine optimization, design, and everything else. You don't need to spend years trying to build the best looking website or the best looking blog out there, because you know what? Trends change, design change. And if you spend a lot of time trying to build a perfect looking blog that's trendy, that looks good, by the time you're done, it's not going to be trendy anymore. And as I mentioned several times by now, you can always improve your design. You can do that in the future. It shouldn't be your concern right now. You should concentrate on creating content and getting visitors to your blog or to your channel or to your social media account or whatever else platform you're on and that you're trying to promote. There's a really cool analogy that I'd like to share here. It's driving a car, especially driving a car at night. You are not trying to envision every single meter of the way, every single curve of the road, every traffic light. You figure out as you go. Besides, your headlights cannot shine that far. You only see the next few dozen meters, and you just go with that. You drive through that, and then you see the next part of the road, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. If you would just sit there and try to figure out how does the whole road look all the way until your final destination, you would simply freeze in your tracks and you wouldn't go anywhere, because there's no way of knowing how all of that looks. So you take it step by step. You figure it out as you're moving forward. You don't need to know every single detail of the way in order to get there. The same goes for your online business. If you're trying to set up a blog and do affiliate marketing, then what you need to concentrate on right now is actually setting up that blog. Simply clicking that install button and having it live. The next step is write your first article. Eventually, you'll be able to change the design and improve your content, improve these articles. But for now, you have to concentrate only on that for at least the first few pieces of article, for at least until the time that you're comfortable doing that. Forget the keywords, forget the keyword research, forget the affiliate links. You don't need any of that right now if you're just starting. Once you've written a few articles and WordPress is starting to become more familiar and you're trying to advance forward, only then you should start thinking of search engine optimization and other parts. But don't make the mistake of trying to find all of that information at once. If you've decided that you need to concentrate on search engine optimization, stick to that. Only learn about search engine optimization and start applying that to your website, to your blog, to your business. Eventually, this process will become a lot easier for you, and once it becomes kind of natural and automatic for you, then you can start looking at the next step of growing your blog or growing your business. Advice number 3 is following a proven system or high quality training. Now, if you want to do affiliate marketing, the easiest and free way to go about it, you could simply follow my free email course. Its main goal is to teach you the basics of affiliate marketing. If you want to do Amazon FBA, there are amazing groups on Facebook, on Reddit, and there are very detailed videos on YouTube that will also take you by the hand and will show you how to sign up to Amazon FBA, how to find a manufacturer overseas, and how to get your first samples of your product shipped to you and how to start selling those products on Amazon. And I'll try to share some recommendations in the show notes page at extrapodcast.com/155. So make sure to check it out, and I'll share whatever I think is good information and whatever great courses or communities that I am a member of or that I have used in the past. So to be honest with you, you can find all that information completely free. Here's the thing. Affiliate marketing is pretty straightforward. You build a website, you write content, you put in affiliate links in that content, you promote that content. Then you write more content, then you do more marketing for that content, and so on and so forth. It's not a very complicated process. Yes, I know there are a lot of details, such as how to make your website look better, how to make your content convert better, how to do keyword research, and you'll learn all of that eventually. And you can go for either, once again, paid training or free training to do that. And you can keep on searching for free content that will teach you to do all of that, because there certainly is free content on every single subject, every single part of pretty much doing anything you want to do in life. Using high quality paid training is also a good idea because that would most likely speed up the whole process of building your business. So let me give you an example. Let's say you've set up your blog, you wrote a few pieces of content, and now you want to know how to become an actual affiliate, how to approach these companies and become their partner. Now, if you are using good enough training, and usually it's paid training, they will tell you, okay, so the next step, you go to Amazon.com, this is where you click, and this is how you sign up to be an affiliate. Once you get your application approved and you're officially an Amazon affiliate, here is how you get your affiliate link, and here is how you implement that link in your content. Here is how you add it into your blog, into your article. Right? So as you can see, a proper program or a proper training will show it to you step by step. Here's what you do next. Here's what you do next. Here's what you do next. While if you're seeking for free information, sometimes you simply wouldn't know what's the next step. If you know what the next step is, you could simply Google search it and find the answer on how to do that. And I use that very, very often, and YouTube is one of my most favorite places to go when I'm stuck at something, especially something more technical. But having a good step-by-step program to follow is definitely a plus, and I recommend that. Either if you go for paid or free training, there is always this one risk that you're taking in both cases, and it's once again getting distracted. Because if you go to, let's say, paid training and they have a really easy to follow step-by-step system, and you could skip those steps. So you could look into the future and be like, okay, so then I'll have to do SEO. How do you do SEO? And once again, you start an endless search for new information. You neglect actually taking action, and all you do is learn, and get stuck in that loop again of learning and not taking action. Well, the same goes for free information as well. You start looking for one thing, then you get distracted by a different strategy or by a different recommendation, and it just never stops. So you have to go back to the initial advice of this podcast episode and make sure that you master the art of not getting distracted, sticking to the thing that you need at the very moment and taking action on that thing, on that information as you're learning. And one final tip for today's episode is keeping notes. If you found something very useful online, especially if it's a how-to, then I would highly recommend saving it in your browser folder or as a document on your desktop, and also put it in the folder. Because if you found very detailed information on, let's say, how to create a banner for your YouTube channel, or how to change the size of your sidebar on your WordPress blog, chances are you'll need that information again, because you simply aren't going to remember it, especially if you've done it just once. Maybe in the future you want to change your banner again, or change the size of your sidebar, or change your whatever on your blog, on your channel, on any platform. So it's very useful to keep all that information in one place, so you don't need to spend a lot of time looking for it again in the future. You found it once, so keep track of it. It is also a great idea to use your phone or a physical notebook for writing down ideas and improvements. Now, personally, this has helped me in the past whenever I was getting distracted. So going back to this new shiny object, I would hear a new amazing strategy or a new business idea, and what I would do, I would simply write it down and tell myself, well, eventually, when I'm done with whatever tasks I have planned for today, or whenever I'm done with writing my article, I'll go back and look at these notes and do some more research. So this is kind of a tip on how to stop that distraction. This has helped me tremendously, and I'm still using this strategy right now. Now, I usually keep two different sets of notes. One type of notes is writing down some ideas, and the other type of notes is writing down improvement ideas for my own business. To give you an example, in the ideas notes, I could write something, look into creating an app that does this and that, because somehow I read about this popular app, or I simply got the idea in my head that this kind of app should exist. So I'll write that down in the ideas, and this ideas document is not very important to me, to be honest. I'll look at it from time to time, but I don't pay too much attention to it. Now, the other column, or should I say the other document, is called improvements. And this is where I note actionable things that I could apply to my business. So, for example, I could write something like improving website loading speed using this website, or reaching out to this person for a possible future podcast interview, stuff like that. At the end of the day, I look at my improvements document and I try to implement as many of those ideas as possible. And once a week, I take a glance at my other ideas. And to be honest with you, more than half of them simply get deleted right away, because I understand that that idea was completely useless, or it would take too much time, or it's not worth my attention for whatever other reason. Remember that these tips don't only apply to your online business, your blog, your online store, your YouTube channel. They also apply to many other aspects of your life. It's taking action that will take you to the end result, not the constant thinking of how to create the most perfect master plan to get the result. As a few amazing guests pointed out on this very podcast, that if you're starting a business and you feel it's perfect, then you took too long to start that business. Stop overthinking, stop trying to figure out how you're going to get to the end result, and start taking action right now, because taking action is what will take you to that end result eventually. Thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast. If you have any questions about online marketing, affiliate marketing, online business, podcasting, or anything of that sort, head over to extrapodcast.com/155. This is where I'll be putting up show notes page for today's episode. Also head over to extrapodcast.com/iTunes in order to subscribe to the show on iTunes, as well as extrapodcast.com/Spotify in order to follow the show on Spotify. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next Monday.